Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Did a little flying this morning. It was a good gusty crosswind day, so that was fun. You'll notice as we're taking off here on 3-1, notice that front wheel, that's going to deflect exactly like the rudder's deflecting. So the front wheel and the rudder are doing the same thing. And we had a pretty stiff crosswind out from the right, so you notice immediately the airplane starts to crab, and actually it was to the left. And yeah, so that was fun. Anyway, we went down to Palmyra, and that was a good little trip. Flew some approaches at Palmyra, as you'll see here in a second. You can see how long this runway is in Springfield Capital. Of course, there's the tower out the left. Yay for the belly cam. And just a super long runway. I think that runway is 7,500 feet long, so plenty of room to do what we need to do. You can see we're starting to make our turn to the south here, headed to Palmyra, as I said, and you'll kind of see how small of an airport that is. But as I was pulling up to the hangar today, I had a little visitor, my next door neighbor to the hangar, as you're going to see here in just a moment, is none other than the Life Flight people. So, of course, here's the Life Flight. They washed the engine today. Today was engine washing day, so they were doing that. Of course, there's the hangar where we store the airplane, back of our airplane there, and then here's the helicopter actually taking off. I thought this was cool, just the power. It rotates it, and he's pretty close to that side of the hangar, but I guess he's right in the middle. And when he dumps the power on this thing, it's just gone very quickly. So I guess these engines have to be washed out periodically. That's what they were doing today. That's what he said. And there he is hovering at the end. And then, of course, off he goes in just a second. Yeah, there he goes. Awesome. Yeah, things are cool. Gotta be working it, though. Otherwise, you're going broke. Going to the poorhouse. There's an old saying in aviation. You want to take a big fortune and turn it into a little fortune. Just get in aviation. So anyway, here is Palmyra. You can see the tower right over Palmyra there, and coming right over that whole mixing process there. And you can see how small this little runway is. I mean, it's just a little tiny. I'm guessing maybe if it's 10 feet wide, I'd be surprised. But you can see very, very small. So I just shot approaches at it. I thought maybe I'd land, but just wasn't feeling it today. Decided to stay in the air. That's a pretty short stretch from one end to the other. So, of course, there's the hangars where they store their airplanes. So that's a super cheap place to keep an airplane out there if you live out in the country. Of course, that's where one of the places I started. We had a Macoupin County Flyers had their Cessna 172 there, so they were gracious enough to let me rent that periodically, do some flying before we ended up with the Piper. And we stayed in approach at Palmyra for a few minutes. As you can see, we're just making some circles around here. Lots of farm country out there, as you can see. Okay, a little faster speed here. See, we're still on approach at Palmyra. Palmyra is kind of halfway between here and Jacksonville and here in Litchfield, so it's out there in the sticks by Modesto and that sort of thing. You can see the looming metropolis there as we fly over. This was kind of fun. I did a pretty low approach on this last one. See, I'm doing a nice slip. I was working on my slip today. That's where you turn the airplane with the rudder to one side and with the aileron to the other, and it causes you to lose a lot of altitude without gaining a bunch of airspeed. So there's the little Palmyra strip. Say goodbye to Palmyra, aka Zelmer. And here we are at Lake Springfield, Super pretty day, obviously. Okay, Lake Springfield out there. And then here we are on approach for Holmes. Grass strip right by the Mulkins' house. Guessing that's their house right there, but they don't have a pool, so can't be them. So anyway, here we are, the grass strip, 2,500 feet long. Thought I'd shoot some approaches on that today. I'd like to go there and land. I haven't done it yet. So practice makes perfect, as they say. Okay, obviously making a left turn here. Looks like I'm still on approach over at Holmes. And I think pretty soon we're going to head back to Springfield here for a little landing. And looks like at this point I'm banking left. Yeah, I'm at the south right now, so we're banking left to go over Rochester and then be on approach. 3-1, runway 3-1. You can see Lake Springfield kind of in the background there. Lots of flat country out here. And yeah, it looks like we're on one more approach at Holmes. It just took me, you can see there's that, it's kind of working on that slip a little bit there. It took me a little while to find it, trying to figure out the landmarks and everything. And you can see there's the life flight pad off to the left. And right here's where I add my power back in. Get back up to 2,500 feet, something like that. Okay. Just the perfect day. Oh, it looks like we got one final approach for Holmes. Yeah, that's right. I did 3 approaches on Holmes today, so nice looking barn there. And theirs would be the, you can see where people touch down right about there. And of course do their rollout. There's some kind of shooting range or something right there. Yeah, definitely plenty of runway there to do takeoff and landing. I think I'll get my instructor with me for the first time I land and take off there, just to have some experience in the seat next to me, or maybe my good buddy Mr. Joe can help me. Okay, looks like we're on to the next frame. We are flying over Rochester right there. Would have pointed out the house, didn't have time. And then of course we can recognize the north end of Springfield as we get ready to come in. Land on 3-1. As I remember today, we had 11 knots, gusting to 18 on crosswind today. So 11 was the sustained, and then 18 was the. So here we are coming in over the cemetery, where people are dying to get in. Just kidding. And you can see that front wheel. Notice it's kicked all the way to the right. They're turned to the right, so that's working that rudder. The wind is coming from the left, so you got to drop the left wing into the wind. But then you just do that, then you're gonna make a left turn. So then you got to crank the rudder in the opposite direction in order to keep that nose right down the middle. And we're gonna try to land on the left side of the runway. There you go, just kind of settle in there, taking some throttle out. Notice that rudder's all the way in, keeping that nose forward. That's where the throttle comes all the way out. And there it is. Boom. A little bit of a drift to the right. It's okay. Plenty of room. Got the flaps out. And ATC actually had me do a 180 on the runway and go back the other way. So that was all kinds of fun. But hey, thanks again for everything. Please like the channel and subscribe and leave any comments below. We sure appreciate everybody and their support for this channel. And hope you enjoy the flights. And we didn't have a cockpit cam today for whatever reason, technical difficulties, but God bless. We'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye. Hey, couple final photos. Picture of me and the boys from the last flight, Brock and Matt. Back of Matt's head, and then, of course, face picture of Matt. Congrats to the D1 offers. All right, thanks, everyone. God bless. Bye-bye.